Welcome back to this episode 7226 of Rochester Real Estate Podcast here by the Anthony Butera Team.
And we are joined with Drew Feinberg with CrossCountry Mortgage.
Nice. Appreciate you coming in, Drew.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
very
me.
much.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Let's do it.
We are pretty much we got a couple topics here, some big topics here, local to our market mostly, and we're gonna kind of dive in here.
Yeah,
Let's
do it.
All right.
So national average, I mean, the headlines that you see lately have been that it's been shifting to a buyer's market. You know, that's what I've been hearing nationally.
You see it nationally, but is that happening here in the Rochester market?
Exactly.
That's a little bit, it's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Certainly not. I think we could add certainly
It's
not.
Definitely not. It's definitely still a seller's market here.
We're kind of an outlier and a lot different than what's going on in the rest of the U.S. right now. Like big markets like Texas and Florida. And
houses sitting for 80, 90 days, and then here they're only what's your guys' average time?
We're at 8 days on average on the market right now.
That's crazy.
Monroe County.
Yeah.
And
still a seller's market.
Yeah. And then when you hear people say seller's market, what do you think that means here in Rochester, Pete?
Well, basically what it means is that the demand is heavily outweighing the supply. There's not enough houses to satisfy all these hungry buyers, so to speak.
Now, let me ask you guys this. Do you think that's ever going to change, or how quickly do you guys think that's going to change?
Well, you would think.
Or will it change?
You would I mean, all markets go up and down. You would think it has to at some point, but the problem is we don't have enough houses, and we haven't built enough houses for the past, 20, 30 years.
Right.
So it's like we'd have to, and we're not building houses fast enough.
No.
We're just not. I mean, we're seeing subdivisions, but not at the rate we need. So it's like, sure, you think it's got to slow down, but like when and how long?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So the way I kind of look at it too is you got to think of the national average here in the United States. We're at about 4.25 for the medium household price. And then when you look at Rochester, New York, we're about 280, 288. So
Average sales price?
Yep. So we're still behind that threshold. So we're going to have to catch up in order for it to kind of even off and cool off.
And it's crazy with all these houses over the past, say, 3 years now have been going way over asking, and we're still behind.
Yeah.
It's still lower.
And we're still seeing people move, relocate to here from all over. I mean, all over.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 loans right now. One from relocating from California and one's from downstate near Long Island. So,
and that's a real big draw here to Rochester, New York, is that national income or medium income is 425, and around here you can get something that's decent, raise your family
comfortably,
right? 300,000,
right?
Great thing to do.
Yeah.
Drew, question for you from a lender's perspective: what financial preparation gives buyers a real edge today?
I mean, the biggest thing you have to, as a buyer, you have to come get pre-approved before you start looking at houses, and I'm sure both of you would agree. Your buyers, they have to get pre-approved so no one's wasting their time. So they know what kind of price point they can actually be in. They may be thinking in their heads that they want a $400,000 or $500,000 house, but then when they see the monthly payment with where Rochester and Monroe County specifically, taxes are a little bit higher, and the interest rates are around 6% right now, that type of monthly payment is still kind of shocking to some people when they see it. So I think really getting pre-approved, speaking with a lender, and having a local lender, that's huge.
Why is local huge for you?
With what I've seen,
I know why, but
right, with what I've seen personally, when I get someone who gets sent over to me and they were at some online company before, they had no clue what like total cash to close meant. They didn't know what escrow meant. They didn't know the difference of what the monthly payment breakdowns were with the principal and interest, taxes, insurance, sometimes private mortgage insurance. Knowing that, and especially knowing the market, having a local lender speaks for myself. I know a lot of you guys. I know a lot of realtors out there. It's such a localized type of market. When they see a pre-approval letter coming from myself or another local lender, they are more comfortable with accepting that. So you're going to be on top of the edge.
Strength is your offer. There's no doubt about it.
It strengthens them.
It makes them feel more comfortable. You know.
Yep.
So it's like going shopping for houses without a pre-approval letter is like going to the mall without your credit card.
Correct.
I mean, okay, you can window shop, but what if you fall in love with something and
right? And the worst, I think, is that a lot of those online companies, sometimes they'll only do like a pre-qual.
Mhm.
They won't
Soft pull.
a soft pull, or they won't even not collecting full documentation.
Mhm.
And that's the big
It's
risk too. I feel a lot of calls, and I'm sure Pete can get behind this as well. Like when I first got into the business, it was a lot of Rocket Mortgage. I
Oh,
heard a
yeah.
lot of Rocket Mortgage and how
Yep.
people had
I
half
see.
$500,000 that they were willing to spend. But if all you have is a piece of paper, you can't purchase anything with that.
Correct.
They have to dive into the finances, really get down to the nitty gritty, and that's why you guys are so important. And the local aspect of it is beautiful because, like you said, I have your phone number. I know where your guys' office
Right.
is. If
You can
anything,
show up, you can
anything,
contact you. We're working on the weekends, we're doing
beautiful.
that stuff.
Now,
It's
I'll
different.
give you a little shout out. There's some things that CCM does, CrossCountry Mortgage does a little differently. Now, if I have somebody who is interested in a property, we're going to be submitting an offer on that.
Mhm.
I've heard that you guys will reach out personally.
Oh yeah, I reach out personally. So does all my colleagues on every offer. Reaching out to the listing agent, calling them, talking about what kind of program they're in, talking about how qualified they are, that we're ready to go, that we have full documentation. The amount of offers won in 2025 this year, and I think we can both confess to this, of just calling that listing agent, making them feel comfortable, it gets an accepted offer, and not a lot of lenders do it, and I don't know why.
Only increases your chances.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
does.
It's
Yeah.
it's just putting it out there.
And I'll tell you what, just to dive into it too, the market is still competitive. Like I was talking to a couple of my colleagues the other day. Like usually we get a little bit of a late push February, like an early spring.
Mhm.
I feel that in the last week of January. Though.
It's
It's
already
busy.
it's busy.
So us on our team and the Anthony Butera team, we had a listing last week. I think we had 40 private showings, 30 groups through the open houses, and then we received over 15 offers on that property.
Mhm.
So it's still
Mhm.
it's already the spring market is what they would say.
So that's why
Yeah.
just to snowball off it. That's why it's very
Yeah.
important to have yourself set up in a situation where the lender is working with you, where everybody is in your favor, even
It's
in
it's
terms.
it's everyone being a team.
Yeah.
It's working as a team. It's the best way to get an offer accepted for the buyers.
Yes.
I had a good one that I think we should talk about. Because I do hear this a lot. Oh, I want to wait for the market to cool off. I want to wait. The market's too high. I want to wait for it to go down. Is waiting for the market to cool off a realistic strategy for buyers or a risky one?
Listen, and I'll jump right in that because this is what I tell my buyers when they're going in. Michael Jordan, I think it was Wayne Gretzky actually.
It's
Something.
100% of the
The
shots you
shots you
don't
don't
take.
take. Exactly. It's like we
Yeah,
have to be
yeah.
active. We have to be out there. If we are not seeing homes, if we are not writing offers, if we are not trying every single chance that we can, whenever the client feels comfortable, then our chances are going to be slim.
Yeah.
It can be discouraging, but you got to remember, some of us do this for a living, day in and day out. So it's like, this is what we do. I
Right.
understand the emotional side of it when it comes to people buying the homes, but if you just stay with us, stay true, and stay active in this
Mhm.
market, that is your best chance.
Yeah.
I've been in the business for 3 years now. It has not slowed down.
No, and
It has
it's not,
not
and it's
slowed
not going to, and that's what I tell buyers that when they're saying, no, I want to get pre-approved, but I might wait until April.
Yeah.
You can wait, but the competition is going to be just as hard,
Mhm.
if not harder,
Mm-hmm.
during that time.
Mhm.
You're not saving anything. Rates could possibly come down a little bit, but you're going to have to compete and pay more. So that monthly
Same
payment
house.
for the same house,
Yeah.
that same price, it's going to go higher, and it's just gonna you're gonna have a higher monthly payment or the same
100%.
if you just start looking now, and you might find the house that you actually truly do want
Yeah.
now.
And
Yeah.
Don't wait.
I might, these numbers might be different now, but statistically, if we were to buy the house that we wanted 3 years ago,
Mhm.
compete and have to pay over list price, the appreciation that that home saw back in 2022 compared to now 2025, 2026 we're in,
Right.
the equity in that home
Skyrocket.
compared to waiting for that
Hmm.
percentage on the interest rate to go down, it's
It-
there.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
You make a good point. I just got asked this yesterday. When's a good time to buy a house?
Mhm.
And it's very simple. When you're financially ready, when
correct.
you're financially comfortable, because you can't time the market.
No.
You know what I mean? Interest rates go up and down. You could refinance.
Correct.
Mhm.
I mean, and to your point, yeah, 3 years ago, people were like, "Oh, I wish I bought then," and they waited.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen now. If you don't buy today, in 3 years from now, you're going to be saying the same thing. You know?
I have buyers that bought at the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, and I'm refinancing currently. Already,
That's awesome.
it
And that's
they
unheard
bought
of,
they
kind of.
bought
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a year and a half.
Mhm.
They're already refining, and I told them this would happen.
Mhm.
I'm telling all new buyers now, it's going to continue to happen. Rates will start to trickle, but get into that house now as long as you're comfortable with that monthly payment. That's the only thing that matters. And I tell every buyer that don't worry about the interest rate right now. Don't worry about any of the
Pricing,
pricing.
seller's
Worry
market.
about your monthly payment. Let's work those numbers, get you in a price point of
Yeah.
where you feel comfortable now,
Hmm.
knowing that it can just get better. That's what I tell everyone.
It's cliche what they say, marry the house, date the rate.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
mean, yeah,
That's how it goes, I guess.
true,
Mhm.
true. They go up
Yeah.
and down, and right now we could talk about them right now. What are rates doing right now? On a positive note, to one of our questions
There's
here.
right, they're staying right now. They've been bouncing up and down a little bit. We'll see what happens with the whole bond market getting
Mhm.
bonds getting purchased and everything down the road. That really the media really and 2 weeks ago really threw that off and it really shot
Mhm.
rates down, which was great. Now they're starting to slightly tickle up because nothing's really changing. Uh, so we'll see what happens. But right now they're really staying those low sixes for a 30-year.
What's a 15-year right now? I saw they were a little
A
bit
a
below.
little bit like high fives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
So
locked
that's
someone yesterday for at 5.875 at a 15. That's not bad.
not bad at all. And that's
Not
something to think about too. If you're a buyer out there and you're very well qualified, you've been doing your due diligence, you've been saving, you're good to go. Look into that 15-year mortgage. You know,
Yeah.
you really do. It can save you a lot of money in the long run on
Interest is
interest.
crazy.
Hmm. And then you're paying off that principal on your property faster as well.
Well, because on a 30-year,
Yeah.
your interest front loads first,
Mhm.
the first 15 years, and people don't truly understand that
Yeah.
until they get that first bill
Oh yeah,
in the in the mail,
yeah.
and they're like, "Wait, this much is going towards interest. This is what's
That
going
was
to."
me. My
Yeah,
first
yeah,
house. I'm
you're
like,
like,
this.
"Oh,
Okay.
no." But that 15-year option, if you can afford it, it's a great option.
Yeah.
It really is.
And rates came down. What were they? A couple years? Didn't they hit eights? Wasn't there a point where they hit eights?
I used to
I
say
locked a
Roughly
few.
around
I locked.
eights.
There was a few days they hit
Mhm.
those low eights. I
Mhm.
locked a few in, and I felt all. We're thankfully I've already refinanced
I
them.
was just
And
about to say if you had an
it's
8%
if you
interest
have an
rate, call
8%
us.
high sevens, let's get you
Well,
refi.
Andrew,
We'll do that.
CrossCountry
Yeah,
Mortgage.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get you
Drop
lower.
those payments. Yeah.
Correct.
It's a big one. But yeah, I remember when I was typing up my purchase contracts for the properties, I would have to put eight at the
Yeah,
interest rate
Mhm.
cap.
at a cap. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Nine.
hitting
Eight
high.
point two five, I think I got up to at one point. Which that's
Thankfully, they are lower now. We're in those
Yeah.
fixes. I think in the next year we'll see, hopefully dipping into those
Mhm.
mid high fives.
and here's another great thing
We'll
to
see
think
what
about
happens.
too, because I get some pushback on the interest rates, right? My mother locked into her home in 2004, five, maybe 2001. I can't remember. I was just little. She locked in at 7% interest, and she was jumping for joy.
Yeah.
You know, they were beyond happy with it. Obviously, the prices were a little bit lower, things were a little cheaper, but I do feel like that 5, 6 touching
When you're
seven possibly. This is going
right,
to be the new normal for a long time.
correct.
I don't think it should keep people on the sidelines. I think
We're
people
not
should
going to
just
see
get in.
those twos and threes
No,
unless something huge, drastic in the world is
exactly.
happening, and
Which I hope we
no
don't
one,
Or
want
we
to.
don't
no
want
one
it to
wants
happen.
that.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
Mhm.
It's not good.
It took a
Um,
global pandemic for us to get to 3%. So I'm
right,
very grateful for everybody who bought at 3%. I
but
do think
Mhm.
it,
it's not coming
it's
around.
not going to happen. Right. So
Yeah.
Nope.
So, what types of homes are getting multiple offers right now? I
Oh,
know,
great.
we could say seller's market, we're
every
kind of seeing
right,
it everything,
Right.
but there are some sweet spots, and depending on the condition and location of a house, I mean,
you guys think it's ranches still?
So I'll jump in there too because I just had a duplex on 19th Ward that was competitive. Delayed negotiations, listed a little bit under value, and it was still competitive. So it's out there even with our investment properties. You're seeing it. I have a couple of my investors who are fix and flips, they love doing it. We struggled in the summer to get one because he's pretty logical with his money. Like he doesn't want to overpay and the numbers have to make sense. But the home we ended up buying was $50,000 and it was burnt to the ground. Yeah, so luckily he's already good to go. He's got a little painting to do once the weather gets warmer. He'll be able to list. So it only took him about 4 or 5 months to flip,
Not bad.
but it was still competitive in that fix and flip market. and in the investment market,
Hmm.
and then the residential is as well. I mean, I'll go on a rant and jump in there. What I'm seeing that is a little less competitive is that 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10 listing. So you see, I call it HGTV, but you see those 10 out of 10s. Everything's done, looks beautiful, top tier. Those are the ones that are really driving that competition where we're seeing, 30, 40 private showings. We're seeing multiple offers at delayed negotiations. But what I'm seeing is that at that same time, the little ranch that might need some paint, it might need some TLC, it might not be what you want it to be now,
But it can be.
but it can
Right.
be. Those are being a little less competitive
Yeah.
and a great opportunity
That's a
for you
huge
to,
opportunity.
yeah, for you to build some sweat equity.
I also have to add, yes, I totally agree. 7 out of 10, from 7 to 10, crazy nuts.
Yeah.
But we also have to talk about pricing strategy
Oh,
because even if you have a 5 out of 10, if it's priced significantly below market value, it's going to go nuts.
great,
It's going to go
great
nuts.
point.
And the 10 out of 10 could be grossly priced and it sits. I
Yeah.
mean, pricing strategy is huge.
And
Huge.
That's where we come in
for
handy,
those
Pete.
and for those 5 out of 10s that may need some work for
Yeah.
you for but that buyer has that envision, do a rehab loan.
You guys got
Yeah.
We have
programs for that.
awesome rehab
That's
loans.
right. Yeah.
Roll in all the rehab costs. You can close
Yeah.
before the work is done. We just need the contractor or official contractor's estimates.
Mhm.
Then we can close. They can do the work afterwards. It's a beautiful program,
Yeah,
and it
doing
makes that job or that
Mhm.
home that they had that envision for come to life, and it's beautiful.
Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's we got here?
How important are terms? So
Yeah.
when you're writing an offer on a house, so price is probably, we could say price is probably number one and what you're
Mhm.
willing to go up to, but you know, your offer's looked at as a whole. Let's kind of talk about all of the concepts that make your offer appealing to a seller and a seller's agent.
Oh, so we can dive in it now. I still feel really bad for some of my buyers. Unfortunately, we're seeing about 95% of these offers come in with waiving the New York State engineer inspection.
Yep.
And it is rough. And like I said, I've been in the business for over 3 years now. And I do pride myself on getting some inspections accepted every single year, but it is a battle. If we are going into a competitive situation, where there's 5, 6, 7 other offers, and we are the only one that has a contingency in there for an inspection, it's going to be very difficult for us to get our offer accepted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to think about. Now, we dove into the pre-approval process, how that's step one. And I really think this is important too, because a lot of times people will be like, I have money, I'm ready to buy a house. But if you're going in and you're getting pre-approved, some of these homes only accept certain financing, such as they'll accept conventional cash or investment loan, but they won't accept FHA or they won't accept a VA loan
Depending on the condition of the
of the
property.
property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or even if the seller, because it's the seller's right, if they don't want to entertain it, I believe they don't have to.
Well, because you can speak to this,
Yeah.
that different loans can be stricter with when the
Mhm.
bank comes and looks
It
at the home.
depends. Yeah, it depends. And I think a bad stipulation kind of got put on those government loans.
Mhm.
They're
They did.
not bad loans.
No.
They have a little bit more
The
strictness when
FHA,
it
the
comes
VA is.
correct when it comes to the appraisal aspect of it.
Mhm.
But if the house is in good shape and you know the seller, the listing agent's not trying to really hide too much, possibly. See, but
Yeah.
as long as it's a house is in good shape, you're not going to run into these issues. And
Mhm.
typically, when an issue, s- chip paint
Yeah.
or
So
a
I'll run,
railing or
yep, I'll
something
run
like
through them a
that,
little bit. So FHA loans, 3.5% down is what you have to
right,
put in these guidelines and regulations they have is chip paint, like you said.
right.
Certain handrails have to be regulation height. There could be no cracked windows. The plumbing,
Foundation has to look
yeah,
good, no cracks.
It's got to be
It's
working.
everything in
Nothing
working
can be
order.
shut off.
And that's what you were saying, just to add to it, it's a beautiful program. It's just unfortunate that our extreme sellers market and
Correct.
supply and demand isn't really,
Correct.
abiding by it. So
Right. But for a lot of buyers, they come to me thinking, "Oh, I need a FHA loan because I want to put 3.5% down. Well, you can do a conventional with 3% down.
Really?
Yeah.
Great. I thought it was 5. So
No,
that's
So you can do it
14.
slow, depending on the income and credit and everything.
Mhm.
But there is a conventional program with 3% down.
Mhm.
They have to be educated, and that's again going back to the local lender, educating the buyers
Yeah.
what they need to do. That's the work that needs to be done.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let me ask you guys this: when it comes to kind of going back to the property type, what areas do you think surrounding the the city, the areas are still highly, highly competitive? Where's the least amount of listings? Where does more listings have to come up?
That is a great question.
One everywhere.
Yeah,
Everyone,
one,
that's the
yeah.
right.
Of course, different towns are hotter than others.
What are
A
those
little
hot towns
bit.
right now?
West Irondequoit's a hot one. Brighton's always going to be hot.
Brighton's hot.
You got the Pittsford, Penfield, but don't get me wrong. I'm talking East Side. I mean, we see it all over. Greece, Ogden's hugely hot.
Is it?
Chilai's hugely hot.
Yeah.
Henrietta can be competitive. Again, it goes back to condition and pricing.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
to my perspective at least.
100%. Yeah, and just to build off that, I wonder what it would be the homes on market for Brighton compared to other areas around, because there are certain areas that less homes pop up, and I believe Brighton would be one of those.
And that's what I was kind of thinking of Brighton or Fairport, or some of these townships that may not have as many come up, houses come up in the market. When they do,
It's quick.
gone.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll
Absolutely.
see. It's fun. I do loans all over, and even the suburbs of Rochester, the townships, are still so competitive. But you go 30 minutes into the Finger Lakes area, it's not as competitive.
It's not.
Yeah, no, not at
It's
all.
crazy.
The
Yeah.
days
I
on
do
market
loans in
skyrockets.
Geneva, New York, Waterloo, Seneca Falls, Penn Yan,
Albion,
Albion,
Buffalo going to the
that
west
the other
side.
side, go towards
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Oh,
that
yeah.
way.
Raleigh. Yeah.
And it's not as competitive.
Mhm.
You don't even hear about
I had a,
different
we had a
programs
lake
out
And
there.
they're
house.
growing. People are
They're growing.
expanding because Monroe County can be hot. People are expanding. I'm seeing nice homes being built in these
And I
outskirts
think
here.
that's why, because it's so competitive right here. People are like, well, I'm going to go another 15,
Mhm.
20 minutes out. Won't be as competitive.
And let's talk about taxes are lower outside of
100%. Yeah.
So now your mortgage payment's a little bit better.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. You look at the border of Pittsford and Victor,
Mm-hmm.
same
From
house.
Monroe to Ontario
From
County.
Monroe to Ontario
Oh, yeah.
County, the taxes are about double
Yeah.
compared to.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's you buy an $800,000 house in Victor versus $800,000 house in Pittsford. You look at the taxes, you're gonna go. You want to?
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now let me ask you this: coming to the competitiveness, are you still seeing tons of cash offers, or better yet, cash guarantees?
So that's a good one to talk about too. I haven't done a cash guarantee since before Christmas, I believe.
Okay.
Is the last time I wrote it. I think that myself.
Did you guys see them kind of slowing down
Yeah,
at
Yeah, I
the
did.
end of 2020? About
Yeah,
right after August, September to about, I guess,
that's
December.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I got so many more offers accepted, just regular conventional offers, even though we still were doing cash guarantees.
All
but-
last year I saw
yeah.
them slow down. I got to be honest with
Yeah.
you. Even through spring, I mean, you still saw them, but it was like 25. They really took it was a
It
lot of
was
conventional.
it was a slight change in the market of not needing to be as competitive, but I do think in the next 3 months
You're gonna see 'em come
you're
back.
gonna start seeing it
And
come
I
back.
hope they do, because on the seller side of it, I advise my client,
Right.
I advise them the best I can. But when it comes to a cash deal or a cash guarantee, with a cash guarantee, we're
A
holding
true guarantee.
with a true guarantee.
Which I think you should
Guarantee.
also speak to what
Oh,
Drew
guarantee.
Feinberg-
Well, there's tons of programs, Cash Plus. Ours at CrossCountry Mortgage is actually called a Cash Plus program. Same thing as a cash guarantee, but it's a program that's waiving your buyer's contingencies when making an offer. No mortgage contingency, no appraisal contingency. Most likely, they're waiving that inspection contingency on their own, and then it's a guarantee in the aspect of if something falls through, company purchases the house, so it's a guaranteed sale.
better than cash.
It's
I
better.
believe.
Yeah, because if someone's just gonna
In
write a
my
check,
opinion, it is. Yeah,
they
because
can walk
we're holding.
away.
Yes, exactly.
A
And we're
guarantee.
holding a whole
Correct.
entity. You know what I mean?
Correct. And when you have when I'm calling that listing agent, when it's doing like, listen, here's the terms, here's our letter that you're going to be receiving with the pre-approval stating X, Y, and Z, it will be purchased no matter what, as long as it's not dealt with title, just because any title issues, no one can,
Yeah.
the title can't transfer, then it can't get sold or bought. But for any other reason, that home's bought, that seller is moving on to their next endeavor. I mean, that's the main point of the program, to keep the process moving smoothly on all parties.
Yeah. Great product.
Yeah.
Especially with all the cash offers, because we're still seeing cash.
You're still
You
seeing
know.
it, and a lot of these first time home buyers don't realize, and they hear these programs of cash guarantee or cash plus, whatever, needing 10-20% down. At Cross Country, we'll only do it with 5% down, which is huge. So tons of my first time home buyers, if they at least have the enough to save up for the 5%, or even if they're getting a gift of funds, we're fine with that. 5% down, 95% loan to value. We're doing it. It's a true guarantee. It's an awesome program, and it's winning.
And you get into that program, very good chance you get in the house for our
Yeah.
deals.
Yeah, it's
Very
what
high
happens.
It
chance.
makes my job easier as a
Yeah.
buyer's agent, When I'm writing an offer or submitting it with a cash guarantee, I can call them with the utmost confidence that this is
done.
a good
It's a
book.
done
And they believe it because
Yeah.
they got good reputations
Yeah.
around, getting the deal done. So
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to
Cool.
get a cash guarantee, let us know.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's definitely helpful in this market, the cash guarantee for sure. What do we think, gents? We got any other topics you guys want to cover? Anything good?
I think that was pretty damn good.
Pop up. Thank God holiday season's over. We can get back to normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more happy hours I can attend.
Oh my gosh, I know my social battery
This
was
is
just
great.
gone.
Oh
Straight.
man.
From
Yeah.
even November, but like
Mm.
mid-November to like even mid. There's a lot of holiday parties in January
Oh,
this
yeah.
year. There was at least
Yeah,
two.
ours was.
Lots
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
companies have been
I
doing
think
it.
that's
pushing
probably
it.
Yeah.
why I
Because
was
everyone's
telling
so busy now you're getting busy
Yeah.
during January, and it's like,
I'll,
okay.
Forget dry
no,
January.
I'll throw it out there. You just save some money if you don't have to do it.
Yeah,
You do it
that's true.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Not as busy. Everywhere's booked up crazy. Like we talked about it in
Yeah.
our team. We were so busy anyways. It's like whatever. Go have time with your family. We'll do it after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, whatever.
It's
As
nice.
long as it's nice.
Nice.
You get the
Yeah.
parties.
I enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah.
Sorry
Not
for
bad.
dragging it
Not
up.
bad.
It is. You work hard all year, and it's
Yeah.
nice to get everyone together
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. So now
Yeah.
we just need some warm weather with all this freaking. We're
Yeah.
getting pounded.
And that's a
this
great point
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Sorry, my ADHD kicking in, so I'm gonna jump right to it. But tax season coming up. If you're getting a stipend or a refund coming up, that's a great opportunity to put a down payment on a home.
Yeah.
If you're renting right now and you feel like you have a few thousand in the bank, if you have kids, and I know that when we claim our child, sometimes you get some
You get a
stipends
little
on it in
more,
the beginning. So that could be a great opportunity to utilize to get into a first-time home buyer situation.
Yeah.
So think about it like this: if you get $10,000, 3.5% down, right? $150,000 house, looking at around $5,000-6,000. What would closing costs be on that?
Another 5.
Another 5. So
Yes.
that's
And
gonna
then
put us
escrow
at
for taxes, but
yeah.
you need, I don't know, anywhere from 12-15,000 total,
Perfect.
possibly.
In your first home.
Yeah.
So that could be a great opportunity as well coming
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, and take advantage of different programs out there, especially for first-time home buyers. There's tons of different grant money out there, whether it's from one going directly to a bank or mortgage companies. We can deal with programs through Sunny Mae. There's always programs out there to help out as long as you can qualify. But especially with first-time home buyers, when I consult with them, I want to make sure that they're not draining their bank account.
Yes, very important.
If
Yeah,
they are
very,
going down
very
to
important.
zero in savings
Not
after, they're
good.
not ready to buy.
Not good.
Great.
You don't want to be
They're
house
not-
broke.
You don't want to be
Yeah.
house broke. I know when I bought my first home in 2020, and then the dishwasher went,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
then my dryer went in the
Uh-huh.
same month, 3 months after I purchased. It was like October and November. They both went. I was like, well, here's a couple $1,000 I got to shut out now after I just closed on this house. So you just got to
That's a
make sure
great
that.
point.
And if I didn't have that savings, what was I going to do? Right, have a credit card?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But you got to have that savings after you
You
close
need
as
it.
well.
You own a home now. Stuff is gonna happen.
Yep.
Maintenance, and you're gonna want to live. You're gonna want to go out to eat with your family. You're gonna want to live
Correct.
comfortably. I mean,
Right.
you know what I mean.
Right.
So, great
Right.
point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Drew, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Hey,
good
we'll
job.
put
Thanks
we'll
for
put
having me. Thanks
we'll
for
put
having
Drew's
me.
contact information
Yeah.
under this
Below.
podcast. Yeah. Thank you for checking us out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anthony Butera Team,
Rochester.
CrossCountry Mortgage.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank you.
See ya.